What we got over here? It's one of the rarest in all of the YouTube forest. I think they call it in the scientific community. I think we gotta be quiet. It's in its natural habitat. It's called an H3 video. Dean Project friggin' dope. H3 friggin' yeah.
Welcome back to the Dean Project Show. My name is Munchie, the straight edge Nutcracker. Hit that like as I introduce your high host, Dan Frampton.
Friggin' dope, Munchie.
Friggin' dope, Dan.
Alright, okay. So it looks like the king of the commentary community is back at her. H3H3 just dropped a video. Now you know if H3 is dropping a video that it's basically an event. Everyone stops what they're doing and they tune in to the H3 video. You know, everybody has been like accusing Ethan of all these things for the longest time. They've been calling him greedy. They've been calling him all sorts of names, you know? They've been calling him lazy. And by they, I mean I was one of those people. I'm guilty of all that criticism too. But when H3 drops a video, the reason why everyone stops what they're doing and they watch it is because he makes good videos. He's like the best video maker on the goddamn platform. So there's a reason why he was always at that pedestal of the commentary community. He's very good at what he does. Now, even though this did seem a little bit kind of like a Content Cop Part 2, I'm okay with that. The execution was great. You know, the editing was amazing. There was a couple things missed, a couple things omitted that I will get into later. But overall, I thought Ethan did a fantastic friggin' job on this video. So this thing just dropped, right? So I haven't really had time to write or prepare anything. No, these are just my knee-jerk reactions to the video, yeah. And maybe I jumped on Twitter for a second to see the response, but then I jumped right on here. So what was this H3H3 video all about? Why was it so hype? Why is everyone stopping what they're doing? Who is he talking about? What's going on? He's talking about Keemstar. Now everybody knows who Keemstar is. He's the news guy on the fucking YouTube. I don't think what Keemstar does can be considered news, okay? Just watch his intro. Some guy that does an intro like that isn't giving you actual news. He's being a fucking douchebag on the internet, and the only reason why you watch him is because you're entertained by the douchebag on the internet. You shouldn't be fucking siding with Keemstar. I don't think anybody on the platform is actually siding with Keemstar. You watch it to watch the fucking thing burn down, you know what I'm saying? You are watching the train wreck. But H3 wasn't fucking around this time. He came out with a 45-minute video. Now when you're putting in a 45-minute video, this thing has to be hella compelling to get anyone to watch it all the way through, even if you're at the level of H3, and even if your upload schedule is sporadic as somebody as H3. You know, that's a long time for someone to commit to a video. I had to cook a pizza, I had to open a Monster, and I had to like settle in. I'm not gonna do that for any creator on the platform, you know? So Ethan, you got that going for you 100%. Yeah, it's true, Ethan hasn't missed a step. I might even say this is his best video yet. And I might be so bold to say that right away, but I haven't really digested it completely yet. Yeah, but what my knee-jerk says is it was really good. The editing was really good, the story was told really well. He got into some things, he got into some Keemstar controversies, and I'm gonna tell you about them now. I'm a man of integrity, so I'm not going to go into great detail about any of these stories, mostly because I wasn't really around for any of these stories. I didn't really care, so I don't really have too much to add to the conversation. If you want to know more about all these things, I do suggest that you go watch H3H3's video right now. Well, after this video. The link will be down there in the description. Okay, so the main controversies that were surrounding Keemstar was that he actually accused H3, Ethan, of fraud of hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the guy that would be considered the victim in this is actually what Ethan was able to talk to him, and he's like, nah, that was not fraud. What are you talking about? So, point for Ethan there, 100%. Then he went into the story about the time that a pedophile was released from jail, and Keemstar saw someone on stream that kind of looked like this pedophile and then called him a pedophile, which had a whole bunch of hate sent his way. And after, and then Keemstar was like, oh no, I feel so bad. And then after about a year, he turned his whole story to like, I hate you, old man. That wasn't so good for Keemstar either, and I think that another point goes up in the H3 column for this one. And then Ethan shows us sometimes that Keemstar doxed a bunch of people. If you don't know the dangers of doxing people on the internet, then you live under an internet rock, and that's okay. No shame. That's not bad. But if your address is on there on the internet and you are a personality, that means some people love you. That means some people hate you. Those people that hate you can use that information against you. They can weaponize that, and they can be like, hey, Mr. Policeman, I'm kidnapped and at gunpoint, and I'm at this house. And what will happen is they'll send a whole SWAT team, okay? That's called swatting. That's bad. People have been killed. It's very dangerous. Keemstar does it. He brags about it. He flexes on his fucking doxing ability. Douchebag level up to 1,000,000. You can't like it. You gotta hate it. Keemstar, you're a friggin' idiot. Thank you, Ethan, for explaining all these things, because I didn't really go into any of the drama about Keemstar. I'm only sort of kind of dipping my toes in those waters now. And they're not the best waters. I mean, they're kind of entertaining, but the point that I'm trying to make is that I don't know much about any of this stuff. But what I do know about is H3H3, because I've been watching this guy for a very long time, and I loved him for a very long time, and then of course I criticized him for a very long time, but there's always been that place in my heart that tells me that Ethan is like the GOAT. And then we get into like the meatiest meat section of this whole thing, because it deals with mental illness, it deals with suicide. So if any of those topics are things that you want to avoid, then maybe you don't want to go watch this H3 video. Maybe you don't want to watch this video currently. But yeah, Etika was a YouTuber and he committed suicide. And there was a whole bunch of drama that happened before that. And Keemstar kind of was just like, oh, this guy's so crazy, kind of seeming to like egg him on. But that was just the narrative in the H3 video. He left out this letter that Etika's mom sent to Keemstar. I'll put that message here. I don't want to read the whole thing, but it basically just says that Etika's mom doesn't like blame Keemstar for this whatsoever. She actually thought that her son loved Keemstar's show, loved going on the show, and wanted to make it as dramatic and as entertaining as possible. And Ethan left that out. And I went onto Twitter and I saw Cavos tweet about that, and I was like, oh yeah, that is kind of an interesting omission. I wonder why he didn't mention this. It could have destroyed his narrative as pertains to the whole Etika thing. But it doesn't really. I don't think that that's really that much of a wrinkle in this story, that it discredits everything that Ethan said about Etika and about Keemstar. I do think he should have mentioned it. It should have been a full story that he told. Maybe he didn't know about it. I don't know. That's okay. That's no big deal. But I still think that this part of Ethan's video was really well told, and it really painted Keemstar in a really villainous way. It finally happened. It's like it's 2016 again. We got grade A under A back. Yeah, Leafy dropped a video too, even though it was not much to write home about. But here we got H3H3 making the best video of his career. Really made his message clear. Yeah, these are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. Even though he left out that message from Etika's mom, I don't really hold it too much against him. It doesn't take too much away from the content that Ethan presented to me today. It actually kind of makes me wonder if he knows about it in the first place. But he must, cause he knows a lot of things, and he did a lot of research for this video. And that shows. Every ounce of effort, every hour in the studio is seen on the screen. When I'm watching this H3H3 video, I can see the effort that was put in, and the story was told effectively. It's not like it was just an editing masterclass. No, it was a storytelling masterpiece. Oh, these are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. Okay, well, this is Tuber Reviewer, so I'm gonna be reviewing Ethan right now. I'm gonna be spanking a big old number on this, and because of that omission of Etika's mom's message to Keemstar, I will have to take away a sneaky little point. It's just a sneaky little point. Don't worry, it's cheeky, it doesn't mean anything. This video is still a 9th wonder of the world. Thank you for watching that load of horseshit that I call content. It really means a lot that you decided to spend an afternoon with the Dean Project. We like to make YouTube videos, and we're happy that you like to watch YouTube videos. It's a relationship, it's a partnership, it's a beautiful thing. If you want to be the best Dean Project fan, if you want to be a real DEANOMANIAC, you're going to be hitting subscribe, and you're going to be hitting that bell notification, and you're going to be liking this video. After you do all that, just go down to the comments and tell me that you're a real DEANOMANIAC because you did all those things. If you do all that, your comment will be featured at the end of the next video, kind of the way like Danny Gonzalez does it. Kind of exactly like that. I'm ripping off Danny Gonzalez. And I think that's okay because I had the Nutcracker first. Dean Project, press a like. Dean Project, friggin' dope. Dean Project, then subscribe. Patreon, yeah, yeah. Dean Project, press a like. Dean Project, then subscribe. Dean Project, Patreon, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.